Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, the conversation is, are single barrel picks better than the standard offering on the shelf? If they're worth the extra money, are they worth even picking up? Now, I'm going to go over quite a few single barrel picks today. And it all started, this video, the idea behind this video came from this bottle right here. This is the new Larceny barrel proof pick. Now this was picked specially for Virginia. This one happens to be 121.7 proof. Now shout out to Earl, man, because I was talking to Earl and he said that his is 126 proof. Like I said in one of the other videos, we might even get a 130 proof bottle. But the reason why I decided to just do it in this way and shoot it where I look at single barrels being worth picking up or worth more than the standard offering is because when I got this bottle home, I cracked it open and I was like, oh man, this is great. I said, but there is just something that is missing. There is just something that is missing. I was going to give it its own episode, own thumbnail, everything. But I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and cover all of the bottles and see if they're worth picking up, or whether they're worth over retail, or whether even if they're right at the price of the standard offering that's on the shelves, are they worth picking up? Because there are quite a few bottles out there that that are the same price and they're picks as the barrel proof stuff. So two of those bottles I'm going to put up right now. So excellent bottles, haven't had a bad one yet. This is the Green River single barrel. This one right here happens to be a pick. Shout out to Brian from Bourbon School, because he was the one who got me this bottle. One of the local stores that he goes to, they did do a pick, but it doesn't have, like their name of everything on here. But it comes in at 119 proof, where this one is not a pick. This is what they released, the Green River, to the Virginia ABC, and it comes in at 117.3. Both were, I think, 45 bucks. Phenomenal bottles, man. Phenomenal bottles. Definitely worth picking up. Other bottles that cost the same, that are picks, that are pretty much just as good as the regular shelf offering, and like I said, cost the same amount, is bottles like this. So you got the Knob Creek, which is the single barrel. They're always hitters, always great, always on the shelf, always available. Then you've got stuff like this. So this is the Virginia ABC pick. $59.99 for both of these bottles, single barrels. Very impressive, very impressive. You're not gonna have to even spend any extra money. And the reason why most of us, guys who are into bourbon really love single barrels is because for the most part, you're gonna get something different. It might not always be special, but it's gonna be something different. That's why I'm a sucker for single barrels. Sometimes I get burned. 9 times out of 10, the regular shelf offering is going to be better than the single barrel, but the single barrel is going to give you some different notes. Like what was it? One of the Elijah Craigs that I had, like tons of cherry in it, and I was like, I don't typically get cherry on Elijah Craig. Like that's normally like a Four Roses thing, and like I said, so sometimes you get like just a different offer when it comes to flavor notes from single barrels. And look, shout out to Kevin at S&W, man. He had me sit in on a pick that he's doing for makers, and I had never in my life, and I'm probably going to do a separate episode, but I've never in my life gotten any cherry out of makers products. Cherry and banana. So they come with different staves, each bottle that they have, and shout out to them for keeping the curvy bottles. Each bottle that they has a different stave in it. So you see this one right here, this is the Baked American Pure 2, and then they have the way they look, so these are the different colors, but then they have the spicy one. This is the Toasted French Spice. They also have 46, which is the Toasted French, which is that one right there. And then they have the Seared Cuvée. I mean, they've got, like, they come with 5 different toasted staves, and they all have to add up to 10, but each individual stave offers something different. And I was getting a ton of cherry out of the Cuvée and the P2, and then I was like getting a slight banana note out of the Cuvée. Then they got one that begins with an M. I can't think of the name, like a Mendian or something like that. But you get to sit there and just like mix all of those together, figure out how many of this stave you want and how many of that stave, and they blend it for you, and you just get like these just phenomenally different bottles. Like they're all great and they offer different I mean, it's amazing. But anyway, let's get back to the question at hand. Are they worth more than the regular offerings? Now, typically when it comes to makers, right? So makers picks are around $75. 46 cash strength at $65 is just amazing. To me, 46 cash strength can hang with any of them out there. These picks though, like I said, 9 times out of 10, these are definitely better than the cash strength. The 100% hands down, except for the old 2016 that I have. Amazing. Now the guys from makers were like, look, we just changed the packaging. It was nothing different. I am telling you that it's different juice. I found the store, shout out to Scott when I was with Scott. They had another bottle of the 2016, definitely running back to get it. But I have a creamy caramel pick from the Virginia ABC, still in the round bottle, beat out Cellar Age in a blind. And I'm telling you, man, I think Cellar Age might have been overhyped. These picks at $75, they're going to definitely offer something different. Sometimes they're going to be phenomenal, but like I said, 46 cash strength at $65 is one hell of a bottle. All right, another bottle that's not going to really cost you more being a pick than what's on the shelf are these Blue Note picks. Now, shout out to Brian from Bourbon School once again. He is not a fan of these things. They do this one. The first couple that I had were phenomenal. This one right here does drink a little hot. Not that it's bad, but it drinks a little hot. He was like hot, young, grainy, and look, they're 3 years old, but to me, they don't taste like 3 years old. He said everyone he's had has just been horrible. But I think these run around $45, man. I would actually pay $10 more because I think these are that good, but they're not going to break the bank. Now, this one right here, shout out to Poor Decisions. This is our pick, or one of our picks, because you got to remember we did too. Hold up, got to put that one on the table. We did some behind the scenes stuff happen, but anyway. So shout out to Poor Decisions, man. We went ahead and did 2 half barrels. One of the barrels was just great, and one of the barrels we were just kind of going back and forth. So we just went ahead and got both half barrels. So we just think these are phenomenal, man. These definitely offer more. They look, your typical cash strength offering from Westward is $99. With shipping, these are going out for $115. $15, are they worth it over? Yes, in my opinion, yes. Because we had a kit that had the standard Westward, amazing. Then we had one that just gave us so much cherry. That's why we called it Cherry Sex Bomb. Then we had another one that was just so chocolate fudge brownie hazelnut. That's why we named it that. But phenomenal, excellent picks, worth every bit more than retail. All right, so shout out to Kevin S&W once again. This is a pick. Pick this up, $69.99. Virginia ABC, if they do have it when they do their drops, you're going to pay $60.99. $9 over for a pick. That is phenomenal. Now, I haven't had the regular shelf offering of the full proof, so I can't put it up against it. But this review has been shot. It will be coming out. I will pay $9 over retail for this thing all day long. These Old Souls, I can't remember if it was $69 or $89. However, it was worth picking up. This is from Premier Spirits. I have another one from Angel Share. This was from the store down in South Carolina that I stopped at. Amazing bottle, man. Amazing bottle. I'm gonna have to clear some of these off the table. But going back to this Larceny, let me take a sip real quick because it was nothing but like caramel. It had a very light leathery finish. It was very caramel forward, but it was something missing like in the middle, like the mid palate was just missing something. So what I did was I put it up against the C924. As good as this thing is and as sweet as this thing is, couldn't hold the candle to the C924. Cheers. I mean, it's even picking up like clove, but then it just like the mid just drops. Super caramel. When I first cracked it last night, it wasn't giving me like a lot of savory notes. Now I'm picking up some more of those salty, savory notes that I really love in a bourbon. Heavy on the caramel, but then it's like the mid just becomes bland, almost like just goes down to like vanilla, and that's it. And then the finish finishes with leather. It's great. It's a great pour. But when I put it side by side with the C924, man, it was night and day. There was a night and day difference. This just felt richer, more body. It had these flavors, but amped up. I mean, it just had way more going on the finish. The finish was a lot longer and a lot better. I don't know. Like I said, $75, $65, $10 more. I don't know. Look, Earl said that his at 126 was a great bottle. This is a great bottle. But I think when it comes to these Larceny picks, I know they're new. I might just, if this was on the shelf, just go ahead and pick this up, which these are always on the shelf in the Virginia ABC. The new ones haven't been yet. So when I saw this one, I actually thought it was the new C924. And when I looked at the bottom and saw that it was a single barrel, I was like, it's coming home with me anyway. This happens to be the last bottle of the year that I bought. These right here, man. This is the John J. Bowman small batch. Shout out to S&W, a pick that they did. These were so good that I went back to the store and I was racking up so I can get them out to other individuals. Some of them had bourbon channels, some of them were just guys who I just thought needed this bottle in their life because they have looked out for me so many times on this channel. I just felt that it was a good way to repay them. But this bottle right here, it's definitely better than a regular small batch offering, definitely better than Buffalo Trace. And I don't even think this was $10 over. I think this was just around the same price as your normal John J. Bowman small batch, but definitely better than the John J. Bowman small batch. Total Wine, this thing was actually on sale. Now these typically go for $69.99. Total Wine had their own pick on sale when I was down in Florida for $54.99. That's a no-brainer. The regular black label costs $54.99, so it was a no-brainer. Had to get it, man. Excellent bottle. And what the great thing about these is, even the everyday ones that they have on the shelf, yes, they're all single barrels, but they put out some amazing single barrels when it comes to the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye and the regular bourbon. I mean, they are just amazing. All right, let's get to a couple samples. So this right here is the Uncle Nearest single barrel. You guys know me. If you watch the channel, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Uncle Nearest. Shout out to Robert, man. I don't know what they're doing with their single barrels, but this was a sample. I think this was a Benny's pick. Yep, Benny's pick. I had a pick down at BK Miller. That thing was amazing. So far, these single barrel Uncle Nearest picks, they are onto something. I don't know what's going on with the regular bourbon, but they are definitely onto something when it comes to these. Now, these typically go for $99 anyway. I see them on the shelf at the Virginia ABC all day long for $99. And if I'm not mistaken, BK Miller's had theirs for $89, which is actually $10 cheaper than a Virginia ABC. I got to go back and get that bottle. This is another one, and you guys know me, I am a huge fan of Heaven Hill and Elijah Craig. I am nursing up out of this bottle. This bottle right here was special. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, your picks are not going to be as good as, like, let's say the A batch, the B batch, and the C batch, right? When it comes to Larceny and when it comes to just the Elijah Craig barrel proofs. This bottle right here, though, this was different. This is an 8-year that comes in at 131.8 proof. It was a ladies liquors pick. I was going back and getting bottles for friends. Shout out to CA. CA, he's got backups of backups of backups of these things. But this was just something special. Like I've never had another Elijah barrel proof pick that was as good as this. Now I did pay, I think it was like $89 or $99 for this bottle. Typical Elijah Craig barrel proofs are going to be around $75. So yeah, I paid a little more than $10 over retail, but it was every bit of worth it. I mean, like I said, this was a special bottle. This is probably my third one since I bought them in 2022, and this is the last drop of this juice. Go ahead over and sign up on Patreon and you could possibly get some of this juice. But yeah, this thing right here is special. So special, I'm kicking a Larceny off the table for it. This right here, like I said, talked about these earlier, Knob Creek Picks, not going to be much more than your everyday offering. Got to give a shout out to the Bourbon Judge, man. The Bourbon Judge really looked out for a brother, I'm telling you. This JT Mellick, so I've seen him online for 65, not sure how much the Bourbon Judge's pick went for. Didn't get one that way, but the Bourbon Judge really looked out for a brother, because I'm telling you, I know this video, if it comes out before my best of 2024, this bottle is on there, so spoiler alert. But you wouldn't even know that this is rice whiskey. Like, this right here, definitely worth picking up. If this pick is 75 bucks, oh, I'm picking it up. I would pick this pick up all the way up to 80, 100 bucks. JT Mellick is doing some special stuff. And when you think of rice whiskey, you're not thinking of that bourbon flavor. If I put this in a blind, you probably wouldn't even know the difference. I put it side by side with some other bourbons the other night, and the only thing that I picked up was like this different, it was a different note on the back end. So I sipped a little bit of this bourbon, then I, just waited for the palate to clear up a little bit. Didn't clean, I don't like to clean, but I went to the JT Mellick, and there was just something that was a little bit different on the back end. Other than that, you would not even know, because when I first had the sample, I was Google for Gaga over this thing. I gotta release that video. I gotta, so you guys know, get all of the notes and how good it is. This thing is special, very special. Matter of fact, I'm leaving it on the table beside the Westward Picks. That's how special this thing is. Next bottle is special too. Now these rye threes, I've never seen a 16-year rye three before ever. This happens to be a pick. This thing was incredible. When I first got it, I was like, oh, that's whiskey of the year. That is whiskey of the year right there. I picked it up from, this is a syndicate pick, and I picked it up from Drug City out in the Baltimore area. So this right here is actually the second bottle. The first bottle, I even sampled that thing out. It got down low, went back to get a backup. They had a 69.6. That was amazing, but it was nowhere near as good as this. This is something special. I'm not going to reveal where it's at on a list, but spoiler alert, this is another bottle that's on a list. I would definitely, if these, I think I paid 89 or 90 for this bottle. Somewhere around the 85 or 90 for this bottle. Yeah, they're worth, if the regular offering is 75, for a 16-year light whiskey, 99.1, 99% corn, 1% malted barley, definitely worth the picking up. And this right here, last but not least, man, the Fiddler, this ASW Fiddler. I don't know, I think this is the Total Wine pick that I got down in Florida too. I got it at the same time as the Jack pick. I think this was 99 bucks. If the regular ASW is 89 bucks, and it is even better than this, then that is incredible. ASW Fiddler, I don't know what they're doing, but they are putting out incredible whiskey. Definitely worth the pickup, definitely worth $10 over retail. I probably pay up to 120 to be honest with you, but yeah. Not last, I said last but not least, we have got to give a shout out to the folks over at 21090. 21090, if you haven't been to their channel, go check them out. They do picks, Old Line, Corbin Cash. They did a immersed rye. This is from Corbin Cash. This is a 150 proof bourbon. That does not drink like 150 proof. I had to sign up to their Patreon just so I would be able to get a bottle when it is available. I'm telling you, we did a live, shout out Whiskey 6. We did a live with 21090, man. And I had to sign up to their Patreon because this was worth every bit of, whatever, because they've got so many tiers. I forgot what tier I'm on, but they've got so many tiers. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pick one just so I can be able to get in, because I think they have 5, and he said I think he made it all the way down to the 5th tier before they ran out when they had another bottle. So when this one comes out, you better believe I am going to get myself a bottle. With that being said, let the whiskey flow and never run out unless you head it to a drop. Till next time.